Hey guys, welcome back to Is It Straight? I don't think this is straight. This doesn't look straight to me. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm coming at you guys with a story time. Like I promised, after my cooking video I was supposed to do a story time, but then I decided to do a vlog. It's raining in Joburg. It's 100% rain today, so it's currently raining. So I don't know if you guys can hear the rain through the thing because I have the door open because it's hot inside but it's raining outside. So nope, tired like because I'm home alone and the door just closed. So guys, I'd like to make a disclaimer. A lot of people, when I post a video, always comment that I am not including people outside of the South African border in terms of like speaking my home language. Guys, let me tell you, when I speak my home language, I always translate after. So the next English statement that comes after my Xhosa statement is the direct translation of what I just said. So I am gonna put subtitles here and there. Okay, I'm gonna try to put as much subtitles as I can. But if I did not put subtitles to a certain part, the next statement is always English, guys. I promise you, I will say something in Xhosa and then translate. All the time? I don't know if it's all the time, but most of the time I say something in Xhosa and then translate. So, but I will put subtitles. I apologize. I really apologize for not putting as much subtitles as you guys would like. Hade. Anyway, so please like, comment, and subscribe, and please enjoy the story. Okay, so guys, now this story is about this guy. I don't know what I'm gonna title it, but it's about a guy that took me for a boost. It's this guy that I wouldn't say we dated, but according to me, we dated. Guys, you know, I always get myself in these situations where I'm dating this person and this person is not really dating me. But anyway, so how I started knowing this guy, like how everything started. I used to follow him on Twitter, yabo? And he used to follow me also. And man, he'd post like nice pictures, and he was cute in my eyes. Like he was really cute. But when I asked my friends would be like, "Ah, chumi." But I thought he was really cute. Also, my friends and I don't have the same type, so anyway, okay, so I was following him on Twitter and he was following me also, and we'd interact like on the TL, but like not anything deep. Yeah, but it was always surface banter. Like he'd post something, I'd comment. Like he'd probably post "Ooh, I'm so hungover," and I'd be like, "Ooh, you must leave alcohol," and we'd laugh about it, you know. Or I would post, "I'm so tired today," and he'd be like, "Yeah, you always out, you must sit down, you must relax," whatever, you know, things like that. But it was never serious. And guys, I developed a crush on this guy. You know when I say a serious crush? Like I was just like, take me now, I'm yours. Like I really like this guy. And I've never seen him. We've never had a private conversation. I just liked him off of like the 1 or 2 interactions we'd have a week. Because we'd like probably interact once or twice a week. We didn't interact that much, yabo? I was head over heels, guys, and I always told my friend that the friend that I live with, I always told her, "Chomi, yes, us, this guy, yabo." Now, this one day, okay, it happened more than once that I'd be drunk. I'd get drunk and I'd have liquid courage, and I'd be like to my friend, "Dog, I'm texting this guy, Michaela." I'd be like, "Michaela, I am DMing this guy." Michaela would be like, "Ah, Tom, you regret it in the morning. Don't do it. I'd eventually, so the first time it happened, I listened to her. The second time it happened, I'm like, you know what? I don't care what you got to say. My heart wants what it wants. I'm DMing him. I passed out before I could DM him. So I think that was a sign from God that I shouldn't have DM'd him. And we shouldn't have, you know, whatever. So I don't know how we got to the DMs, but then there's this one time where, I think it was during December, not this December, one of the Decembers, because this December was in a relationship. One of the Decembers, he's like, "I'm hosting a bride who wants to come through." And I was like, "Yo, this is my perfect chance." So I slid in the DMs. I'm like, "Yo, drop location. I'll be there with my friend." And he was like, "Okay, cool, I'll drop location, let me just set up everything and whatever." And he stalled and he stalled. He eventually ended up being at a friend's house, so he never had the bride, and the bride never happened. But now we are in the DMs talking every day. Yabo? I think that's when I should have known that he's a nonsense nigga, when we make plans and you're already disappointing me before we even know each other. But anyway, so we continue talking, we eventually changed numbers. Guys, when I tell you it was honeymoon phase, yeah, it was honeymoon phase. Everything, you know, those stupid things that annoy that couples do. Oh baby this, oh baby that, like we're head over heels. And it has been 2 weeks of talking. 2 weeks, we head over heels. Oh baby, sharp. He eventually, so he works. I stayed in Bram at the time. Okay, I still do stay in Bram, but okay, I stayed in Bram at the time, and he worked in Joburg CBD. Joburg CBD is 5 minutes from Bram. You just cross the bridge and you are there. Guys, this guy never like made an effort to come, you know, and I also didn't want to like push for him to come. So it was always like, yeah, I'm knocking off now, I'm going home. And I'd be like, oh, okay. In my head, I'm like, why can't you just come say hi? We've never met, but we are dating. Okay, this one time, it's like, okay, sharp. Knocking off, and I want to come say hi. Are you home? I'm like, yeah, I'm in Bram. I'm like, okay, drop location. I drop location. Vele, within 5 minutes, he gets there. When he gets there, he's like, I'm outside. I was the most excited person on earth. I'm like, to Michaela, dog, he's outside. What must I wear? What must I do? He's like, no, you were chilling indoors. I looked like you were chilling indoors. I put on leggings and a hoodie. You know, I'm like, should I put on makeup? What should I do? Like, okay, whatever. I go downstairs. I see this guy. So I knew his car, right? I see his car. I get in the car. He's like, yeah, so I'm not comfortable parking in your street. Can we go park by, there's this place called Velo in Bram, and it has like, it's a club, it's not a club, it's a restaurant, and it has like a lot of lights because it's a restaurant. So the street is very lit. So he's like, he doesn't feel comfortable in my street. Can you go to that street because it's a busy street, Vele? And I was like, okay, it's in the center of Bram. I was like, okay, sharp, let's go. We go there, we chill in the car. I'm like, this guy looks like his pictures, but doesn't look like his pictures. Like, he looks like his pictures. He looks like the guy I've been talking to, but not like his picture. I don't know if I'm making sense. It was him, ne? But it wasn't him. You know when you edit your pictures, it's you, but it's not you. I don't know if I'm making sense. He was shorter, he was chubbier, his face was bigger, and I was just like, okay, it's fine, we can work with this, because I liked him at that point already. Like, okay, no, we can work with this. We get to Velo, guys. We're talking, we're excited. Oh my gosh, we're finally meeting. Dun 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 dun. How are you? Blah blah blah. Oh, you look cute. I'm like, thanks. You know, everything is fine. Hey guys, okay. Takes out amaskopas. I don't know what amaskopas is in English. I'll put a picture of amaskopas. He takes out 2 packets of amaskopas. He's like, yeah, when I was driving here, I drove past Brie, and I was like, what can I get you? And I decided to get you amaskopas. You couldn't get me chocolate. I don't eat chocolate, but he didn't know that. You couldn't get me chocolate. You couldn't get me flowers. The first thing you thought of getting me was amaskopas. Guys, amaskopas are 1 rand. The packet is 1 rand. I was so stressed. I was so stressed. He comes out. He takes out. He's like, yeah, we're having an ama. He was so excited, guys. He's like, yeah, we're having an amaskopas date. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, what's going on? How is this a first date? How does this make sense to you? You came to see me in amaskopas. But yeah, guys, in all honesty, people treat you how they see you. So maybe he saw me as amaskopas kind of girl. Guys, I ate amaskopas. And we're talking. And he's like, yeah, I really like you, blah 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 blah. And I'm just like, I must go pass. I'm just like, what the? Okay, sharp. Guys, I don't know how I looked past the Amaskopas thing, but we continued with whatever we're doing. We continued, but over the phone. He didn't come to see me. He didn't make plans to go on a date. Guys, when I tell you, that nigga, I spoke to him for maybe 2 months and he's never taken me out. He never took me anywhere. Except for that day when he brought Amaskopas. He never took me anywhere. Okay, fine. We talk on the phone, but he'd never come like see me or like initiate anything or whatever. Like they could dry. It was dry. And then I would be the one who's like, hey, after work, do you want to come say hi? That's one time I'm like, hey, what are you doing after work? So he'd always make excuses that no, I have to do this chaisa late. He'd say he's knocking off late, and then there's even times where he'd send me emails from his boss that say, hey, what am I gonna call him? Maskopas. Hey Maskopas, can you stay late? There's things that I want you to finish, or things like that, you know. And I believed him, Shemugus, you know, he has to work or whatever. This one time, I was like, okay, cool. After work, I'm gonna come see you. I'm like, okay, cool. And he's like, I want to see your place. I'm like, okay, cool, come through. He comes and he's like, listen, you know I don't trust your street. And I don't want to go park by Velo because I'm gonna leave my car there for long. So I have a friend who works at a nearby building, and he is gonna open the parking thingy for me, the basement, so that he can go park his car there, and then he's gonna walk to my place. We're gonna chill, and then later he's gonna call his friend. His friend is gonna open the gate for the basement for him, and he's gonna take his car and go. Right. He says he's on his way. I'm like, okay, cool. Guys, when I tell you, I got ready. I cleaned the house. When he gets here, it's spotless. You know, we girls, you know. I cleaned the house, and I thought that I was gonna cook him some dinner. So my love language is cooking. If you are in my life and I've never cooked for you, I'm sorry, but that is my love language. So I cooked. I made my poto. Everything is clean, guys. CBD is 5 minutes away from Bra. He said he was leaving at 5, and around like 5:05 he texts me that no, I'm driving out, I'm going to go park my car. Like, okay, cool. 6, 7, 8. I'm like, there's no way. There's no, even my roommate now is like, where's this guy? I'm like, I don't understand. Like, surely 5 minutes to get to Bram, you go call your friend. That could be like, okay, let's say, to stretch it, 30 minutes. 30 minutes for you to greet your friend, catch up quickly, park your car, and come. And around 8:30, he calls. I kept quiet. I didn't say anything. I was just like, what? And the food got ready. I dished up for me and Michaela. We ate because I was like, you know what? It is what it is. He's not coming. And around 8:30, Sana Umaskopas calls. Hi. He's like, yo, babe, you won't believe what happened. When I went to go park my car, my friend was like, hey, let's go to Pretoria quickly and we'll come back. And we went to Pretoria, and now we're really drunk, so we are sleeping in Pretoria. Balweni up. What's written here? Is it stupid? It's stupid, yeah, in bold. Stupid in bold. He's like, yeah, now we're too drunk, so I guess I'm gonna sleep in Pretoria. I'm like, no. First of all, Ute, you are coming here. Who did you tell that you are now accompanying your friend to Pretoria? It's like, ish, baby, you know me, I don't like fighting. Toot, toot, toot. No ways. No ways. I'm a toilet. Because he's shitting on me. Basically, he's like, I don't like conflict. Drops the phone. Literally, I was like this. He drops the phone. I'm like, okay, sharp. Because now I'm embarrassed. What am I going to say to my roommate? He dropped the phone on me. I'm like, okay, sharp. I'm talking to myself that time. Because stupid and bold. Okay, cool. No, it's fine. These things happen, you know. Maybe his friend, like, what's that called, launched him to go to Pretoria. It was not his intention to go to Pretoria, so he ended up in Pretoria by mistake. These things happen, guys. So he did park his car, but he left. So the next morning he calls. He's like, yo, I'm in Bram to come pick up my car. What you up to? Like clockwork. I'm like, nothing, come through. He's like, okay, cool. Parked his car outside. He's like, come downstairs. I'm like, okay, cool. I come and he's like, yeah, you know, I'm in a rush. I have to quickly go home because there are delivery guys who are coming to deliver. I don't know what drop or what. There are delivery guys who are coming to deliver something, so I just came to check if you're fine. I'm like, I'm a joke. I'm like, okay, no, drive safely. Sharp. Goes. I didn't ask anything. I never had a chance to ask him anything because whenever I would bring up something that I'm not happy about, he'd be like, hey, me, I don't like fighting. And that's the end of the conversation. Because me voicing out how I feel is a fight. So I'd just be like, okay, fine. I'd keep quiet. So then this one time, yo, guys, that man. So okay, he went home to go get the delivery or whatever he said he was going to do. So I actually need a refill. So okay, Ati umfana, he's going home. I let him go home. So days later, so I think it was a weekend that he went to Pretoria. I think it was like a Friday. So okay, since he lives in Soweto, I live in Bram. 20-minute drive, but I was like, okay, it's fine. I'll see him because my thing was you work 5 minutes away from me, so whenever you are done with it, you can just come say hi for 5 minutes and go back home, yabo. So weekends, Vele, I never pushed to see him. I only like pushed to see him during the week because you are right here. You are right here. You don't like, you are right here. So I get the weekend goes. We eventually are fine. Monday, back to normal. Mtu would be like, oh, I'm knocking off, ni, and he wouldn't come see me and it was fine. But Thursday came. The next Thursday came. I was like, bruh, please come say hi, like after work. It's like, okay, I know, sure. I'm there. Where was he there? It's like, I know, sure, I'm there. I'm like, okay, sharp. I figure it says day, this guy doesn't pitch at the time that he was supposed to pitch. And I asked him now, I'm like, why, what's going on? He's like, no, there's a staff function at work and we are drinking. And I don't want to leave my boss because it will seem rude. So let me wait for my boss to leave first. And then I will leave and come to you. I'm like, okay, sharp. The staff function continues. And you know what's stupid? Is that every time that I would make an effort for him to come see me, every time I'd invite him over and he says he's coming, I would get ready. I would get out of bed, I would get ready, I'd look cute, and then he disappoints me. The next time I invite him again, I get ready, I look cute, and then he disappoints me. Like clockwork. Anyway, he's like, after the staff function, he's gonna come. I'm like, okay. Hey man, boss is not going home. Like, he said that he's gonna wait for his boss to leave. And boss, man, and he's not communicating. My issue is that he's not telling me that, no, my boss is still here, I'm still waiting. He's quiet. So now I'm thinking, boss, man, boss go duka, boss go home. What's going on? Boss is not going nowhere. Guys, Kwabeta 09 Ipsu. At 9 at night, he texts me. He's like, yo, my boss is now drunk and he's launching us to go to Pretoria. So we're going to Pretoria. I'm like, you don't listen to Pretoria. You don't listen to Pretoria. There's something in this Pretoria. There's something in Pretoria. Because every time you can't see me, you have to go to Pretoria. You live in Soweto. Guys, for those who don't know, Joburg is in the middle. Soweto is here by my earring. Joburg is here. Pretoria is here by the end of the screen. So do you understand that Soweto is in the west? It's between south and west. I'm in the central. Pretoria is in the north. So this man is always going to Pretoria and then past me going back home. So anyway, I said, okay, no. My boss is drunk, so we are going to Pretoria. Pretoria. I'm like, okay, have fun. I was like, thanks. And guys, when I tell you, whenever he went to this Pretoria, he never texted to like check on me or anything, or posted. He never even posted. He'd be out with his friends in Pretoria and he wouldn't post. But when he's out anywhere else with his friends, he'd post. But this Pretoria, Le Pretoria, he never posted. And I was like, okay, you know what? I've been played before. This is in my blood now. I was just like, you know what? To make myself happy, I won't ask questions. Because if I ask questions, I'm going to get answers that I don't want. You know, it's like I'm already used to this thing now. So I know how to deal. When I have a feeling that this nigga is cheating, I know we say, oi, just keep quiet. Don't ask anything. Because you'll hurt yourself if you ask. So I keep quiet. So anyway, guys, uskopas. The next day, I guess he went to Pretoria. The next day, I expect him to be like, yo, I'm going to come see you in the morning. Nothing. He left. I was like, okay, no, it's fine. And I keep texting, but now he stops responding. At this point, like, he's not even making excuses anymore. He's just like quiet. And I'm like, I don't understand what's going on. I'm not sure what this is. So in the evening, ooh, my bad. In the evening, this is now Friday. The whole of, why am I kicking this thing? The whole of Friday, he's quiet. Friday evening, he calls me, guys. And nobody has ever said such a thing to me. And well, you are entitled to have your own preference, right? But if you come out and tell me that, hey, you don't like girls who wear blonde wigs, that's your preference, Anditi. But then the fact that you're saying it to me and I'm interested in you doesn't mean I can't be offended. I don't have to react to my offense, but doesn't mean inside I can't feel some type of way. That man, guys, till today, like, that statement touched me. I call him, he answers. And I'm like, dog, what's going on? Why are you so quiet the whole day? And it's like, oi, I think it's time that we spoke. I'm like, spoke about what? So I thought he was going to finally tell me, you know, listen, Pretoria, what's going on in Pretoria? So I'm like, talk about what? He's like, your personality is too much for me. Your personality really makes me uncomfortable. I'm like, yeah? He's like, no, that's why I've been so distant. Like, your personality is too much. I'm like, when you pursued me, you knew my personality. When you pursued me, you knew the kind of person I am. Why did you continue to pursue me? My braid is showing. I'm trying to hide my braid. I'm like, why did you continue to pursue me? If now that I like you, you're going to come with such a stunt. Like, I think now, looking back, he was just making an excuse, right? But even though it was just an excuse, it really touched me, guys, till today. It's like, yeah, there are certain, when I'm around you, there are certain things that I like keep to myself because of how you react to the things I say. I'm like, how do I react? He's like, you make a joke out of everything. I'm like, there's never a time where you like came to something there's never a time where you came to me with something like serious and sad and I made a joke about it. He's like, yeah, no, not me, but like when you tell me your issues, you make a joke about it. I'm like, that's how I deal with things. That's how I talk about things. Like, if I'm going through something, best believe when you walk in and I'm not okay, the first thing I'm gonna say is a joke. Let's say I'm going through a breakup and you walk in and I'm sad and I'm crying. Oh, what's wrong? And I laugh, right? You know, it's gonna be a joke because that's how I deal with things. He's like, yo, no, he doesn't like that. I'm like, guys, never do this ever in your life. Never do this. It was, I almost said it was bad of me. English. It was wrong. I shouldn't have done this. I will never do it again. And I ask you guys to not do it. He's like, yeah, your personality makes me uncomfortable. I'm like, what can I alter to make you comfortable? I can feel my granny turning in her grave. I can feel my mom about to call me and be like, excuse me. I was like, what can I alter to make you comfortable? Guys, like, okay, you know, tomorrow is Saturday. I'm gonna come see you and we'll talk about it. I'm like, okay, sharp. Tomorrow comes, I wake up. Guys, you know when I say I beat this face? Because my boyfriend is coming over and I pissed him off with my personality. So I have to make up for it somewhere, right? So rather my face. I beat my face to the gouts. And he calls me. He's like, okay, you know, I want to quickly start at work to fetch some documents and then I'm on my way to you. I'm like, okay, cool. Well, I'm not even done getting dressed. He's like, you're getting dressed? I'm like, He's like, okay. That's what I should have known. Oi, stop it. Remove that eyebrow. He's like, you're getting dressed? I'm like, He's like, okay. I'll tell you when I leave the office. I'm like, okay, cool. I get dressed. I look cute, guys. I look cute. And then I chill. I chilled, guys. I think for like 2 hours. Okay, I was not saying anything. I kept calling, he's not picking up. Eventually, he comes. He's like, I'm outside. I'm like, okay. I go out, guys. When I say I looked so cute, I go outside and I get in the car and he's like, hi. I'm like, hi. Did I even get, you look pretty? After so much effort, I think I did my makeup for like 2 hours, guys. And imagine today I took 35 minutes to do my makeup. So imagine if I took an extra hour and 15 minutes and 25 minutes, an hour and 25. An hour and a few minutes, how prettier I'd look. So imagine how pretty I looked that day. Okay, this time I'm angry at him. Now I'm like, no, you are taking me for an idiot. I'm angry. But in my anger, I didn't like fight him because he hates fighting. So I was like, you know what? I've been holding in how I feel this whole time and not confronting you because you're scared of like fights. But now I'm at like the brim. It's full now. So I'm just like, I have to be angry. So I was angry, but at the same time, because he doesn't like fighting, I kept the anger to myself. Like, I was angry on my own. He didn't even know that I was angry. And I was venting to Michaela. Every time I was like, you know what? He doesn't see me, this one, whatever. And like, me and Michaela were, reminiscing? Looking back. Me and Michaela were looking back on like how I really liked this guy, and you know, I always spoke about him, but now that I have him, he's such like a nonsense human being, you know. Guys, Monday, nothing. He is not responding to my text. I think I texted him like on the Sunday, he didn't respond. Monday, he didn't respond, but he posted my picture on his status. I think I was the only one who could view it, but it doesn't matter now. He posted my picture on his status, but he didn't respond to my text. And I'm like, I'm also not going to text. What is this? What are we doing? What game are we playing? I viewed the status. I was like, oh. I continued with my life. Tuesday, he's still not saying anything. I'm like, there's no way. There's no way. I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm in my feelings. Let me go buy myself some wine. This is at around 6. The bottle store closes at 7. So I think it was like 5:30. And then me and my friend have this habit that when the bottle store is about to close, that's when we go. So at around like 6:30, I'm like, you know what? I need a bottle of wine. I walked to, he hasn't responded, hasn't said anything to me. I walked to the bottle store. As I'm walking, so in Bram, is a blue bottles liquor store. It moved. It was by KFC. Now it's not by KFC. It's like by a corner, so and this corner, so it's a corner here. So you got blocks. I don't know if I'm explaining this properly, but at the beginning of the block, across the road is a chicken licken. On this side, it's a post office, but at the end, it's the liquor store. I hope I'm making sense. I'm walking. As I'm walking past the post office, opposite the post office is the chicken licken. I see this white BM. I look at it and I walked past. But something told me. Jesus was like, Mdanam, you know this car. Stop acting dumb. You know this car. I'm like, Jesus. He's like, go back and look at that car. That's in reverse. I look at the car. I don't know his number plate, but I know it started with a C. Like, this starts with a C. I'm like, could he be at the bottle store? Also, what is he doing in Bram? Remember I said Bram is here. His work is here. Home is here. Why would he go from work to here to home instead of from work to home? There's many bottle stores on the way. I'm still thinking it's at the bottle store. There's many bottle stores on the way. Why would he come here? I'm like, okay, definitely, as I'm going to the bottle store, if he's done buying, I'm going to meet him on the way. Or if he's still inside, the bottle store is very small. I'll see him. It's like a tiny bottle. It doesn't even have aisles. It doesn't have aisles. It's just a square where the liquor is on the bed, the walls. There's nothing in the middle. So I'll definitely see him. I'm walking. I'm marching at this point towards the bottle store. Jesus came back. He's like, Ntanam, he's not at the bottle store. Go look at Chicken Licken. I don't know why. I had a feeling that, oi, he's not at the bottle store. Go to Chicken Licken. I turned around. I go to Chicken Licken. Lo and behold, his fat ass is standing in the line. Petty sleep. He just bought wings. Petty sleep. I go to him. I have a hoodie on. And the katiba of the hoodie. I go to him. I look at him like this. He's like, hi. I'm like, I don't say anything. I turn, I walk to the bottle store. I go get my wine. In my head, I'm like, you saw me. You are in Bram without telling me. I've been begging to see you. You never have time to see me, but you have time to come to my area to go buy Chicken Licken. But you don't even come say hi. What is that? What is that? Ooh, ngakwata all over. I'm like, okay. Oh, no, I go to the bottle store. I get my wine. In my head, I'm like, you know what? I'm done with this guy. And I'm glad he saw me. So, basically, I saw you. You saw me. We're done. Imagine, in my head, I'm imagining, had I seen him and he didn't see me, he would probably be like, nah, I didn't see you in Bram. You're lying. I wasn't in Bram. So, I wanted him to see me, see him, see me, see him. I had to make sure that we see each other. Okay, I finished buying my bottle. I walk out. So when I'm walking back to my place, I have to pass his car again. When I get to his car, he opens the window. He's like, oh, please come in. I'm like, He's like, please come in. I went in the car, guys. I went in the car. He's like, oh, please come in. I get in the car. He's like, how are you? I'm like, I'm fine, how are you? He's like, I'm fine. I'm like, bruh, I need to buy a flavor in coal for my hubby. I need to buy flavor in coal there by the coolies. And I'm a ovala. And when you are still taking time. He's like, yo, I just wanted to check if you find I was actually on my way to you. I'm like, you're lying. You're lying. You're lying. He's like, I was actually on my way to you. After buying chicken licken, I was gonna come say hi. You're lying. You're lying. I was like, yeah. I bought this chicken licken from my mom and dad. My mom and dad have been craving chicken. I'm like, there's so many chicken lickens on the way that I can tell you where they are. I can tell you where the chicken lickens are. Why would you come to this one and not even come see me? It's like, hey, oh, you're starting with your fights. I'm like, please drop me off there by the shop. I need to get my hubby and cold because this is not going anywhere. I was fed up, guys. I'm like, because this is not going anywhere. He drops me at the shop. I get out. I get out. I buy my flavor and coal. I get back in the car. We go to my place. He drops me off. Bye bye. I get out. When I get out, something told me. You know, Jesus. Something told me. I went in. So at my place, you go in. It's like a big passage. You go in and then you have to turn into the door. So as I'm turning into the door, now I'm hidden from him. In his eyes, I'm no longer in view now. He can do whatever he wants. I quickly chop. As I'm about to put my fingerprint to go inside, I'm like, something is off. Something is off. I peep. I do this. I see him start his car. I'm like, okay. So when he goes home, he's supposed to turn this way into the freeway. Like, supposed to drive a little bit at the corner, turn this way to get on the freeway. He drove a little bit and turned this way. When you are going this way, you are going to the north. When you are going this way, you are going to the south. He stays in the south. He's supposed to go. I need to see he bought chicken licken for his mom and his father. Why is he going to the north? Who stays in the north? I watch him turn that way. I'm like, no, man. So after he drives off, I walk back to like the street. I'm like, what's going on? So I'm looking. So when you turn this way, it's either you turn in the block. You know, when you're around at the block, it's either you do that and you're going to come back this way again, or you are gone to the north. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to see if he's going to come back out this way behind me. And there's a robot, right? So I kept looking. The robot kept turning green. I look at the cars passing. It's not him. The robot turns red again. The robot turns green. I look at the cars passing. It's not him. I'm like, where did this man go? Where did this man go? I'm like, what's going on, guys? As I'm standing, I'm thinking, because I'm looking at the cars and none of these cars are his. And if he did that, he'd be past the robot by now. The robot is not that far. I'm like, he went to Pretoria. He went to Pretoria. But I'm like, what's going on? What's cooking oil? As I'm looking, his car passes. When his car passes, his car parks there on that street. So this is where he dropped me. His car's parked here now. He gets out and he goes into, there's a pub opposite my place called Pool Venue. Something Pool Venue. He went into the pool venue. I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, should I go to the pool venue to go find out? But like, you know what? I'm done with this nigga. I'm so tired. I went upstairs. I went into my place. When I got upstairs, so I had left my phone when I went to the bottle store, because Bram is dangerous also. I left my phone. So I'm like, okay, let me call him and ask him what's going on. I call him. He's in the car already. I look outside the window. So when I look out my window, I can't see where he's parked, but if he's going home, I'll see him drive past. So I'm standing by the, you know, crazy woman tendencies. I'm standing by the window. I'm like, I can't see him. He's not passing. What is he doing at the pub, pool, don't. I call him. I'm like, where are you? He's like, no, I'm here at the pool place opposite your place. I'm like, what are you doing there? He's like, he came to put spice on his chips. From the chicken licken chips, he came to put spice. So he bought chips there by Chicken Licken and came to spice them here by the pool venue. I'm like, stupid and bold. No ways. There's no way. Guys, whoo, men. So anyway, I'm like, okay, to the spice store. I'm like, okay. He goes home. This is where everything ended. Like, this is where I was done with this boy. He gets home. He takes a picture of his parents eating the wings. He takes a picture of his parents eating the wings. It's like, yeah, you see, these were for my parents. I look at it. I'm like, oh, okay. That is literally all I said. I was like, oh, okay. He sends me a message. He's like, do you see what I was saying about your personality? It's not meeting in the middle. So I was like, dog, you know what, me, I'm tired. It's fine. Whatever, it's fine. He's like, what do you mean it's fine? I blue ticked him and I never responded ever again. I was like, I'm done with this nigga. I'm never gonna break up with him. He doesn't deserve it. I was like, no, I'm done with him. You guy. I got out of him. I left him alone. And then sharp, I changed his name on my phone to Chicken Lickin'. I was that petty and so annoyed. I changed, even today, his name on my phone is still Chicken Lickin'. I changed it to Chicken Lickin', and I was like, you know what? Now, fast forward like 2 months later. Okay. Or a month. I'm not sure. Between a month and 2 months later, I had this friend. We'll call her Tree. So Tree and I are talking on the phone. Yeah, we're talking. And Tree's from Soweto as well. Tree's like to me, but Soweto's big, guys. Tree's like to me, I'll call you back quickly. I want to do something. I'm like, okay, cool. I dropped the phone. After like 20 minutes, she calls me back. She's like, Ish, I'm so sorry, friend. I was literally talking to this guy. I'm like, what guy is this one now, Tree? She's like, Ish, it's some annoying boy who drives a Beamer but stays at home with his parents. So I make a joke. I'm like, who is his name? Scopas. She's like, what? How did you know? I'm like, what are the chances? We start like, I'm like, okay, Chomi, look at your WhatsApp. I'm sending you a picture of him. I send a picture. She's like, Chomi, that's him. I'm like, how do you know him? She's like, he's dating my friend, but he's also like low-key shelling me. I'm like, first of all, that's messy, but let's leave that. What? Like, yeah, he's been dating my friend. They're going to a year soon. I'm like, who's your friend? She says her name. I'm like, does she stay in Pretoria? She's like, nah, she stays at J1. Guys, J1 is a block away from my place. It's literally it's 500 meters from 300 meters from my place. His girlfriend stays 300 meters from my place. I'm like, Chomi, you're lying. There's no way. He's like, yeah, oh, Mascopas has been dating my friend. Why? I tell her, me and my Mascopas have been talking for the past month. She's like, you're lying. I'm like, I swear on God, I swear. She's like, there's no way. And the whole time he's dating my friend, he's also shelling me, but I'm like trying to stop that. I'm like, first of all, let's leave that messy shit. How long have you known about them dating? He's like, no, since the first day they met, Vele. My friend has been telling me about him and whatnot and whatnot. I'm like, you're lying. How often does he see her? He's like, every day after work, he comes through to say hi. So every day after work, this guy would be like 300 meters from my place. And how bold is he that sometimes he would park his car outside my place, and what are the chances that she could walk by and see his car? He just didn't care, did he? Oh, it's stress. Slap. Okay, I'm done with this guy. Like, me and this guy are no longer together. There's no way we are together. I'm like, you're lying. She's like, no, I swear. I'm like, okay, you know what? Guide me her name. Let me ask him. She's like, okay, sure. She guides me her name. I did not get to asking him. Like, I was like, okay, I'm gonna ask him. And I didn't. I just didn't. I think it was God. I just didn't ask him. Hi, life continues. Yeah, guys. So there's this place in Bram called 86. It's actually next door, Velo. So on this one Sunday, so they had a cocktail special where I think cocktails were half price on Sundays. So Michaela and I used to like going to this cocktail special where we just sit and like because it's a Sunday. We talk about the Saturday, whatever we got up to, and what are we planning on the Sunday. Okay, we get there and we're chilling. So I'm posting that, oh, on a date with Michaela. So me and Michaela used to call each other wives because we're single. So I'm like, on a date with my wife, whatever. So because he knows Bram, he knew where we were. Yeah, bon? We're chilling, we're drinking. I think we're like on our 4th cocktail. I see so 86 is like next to a road. Yeah, bon? Like it's those nice aesthetic places. It's like right next to the street. So I see Skopas's car come park. And I say to Michaela, you know, Skopas drives the same car. She's like, oh, really? I'm like, Skopas walks out of the car. Where's my drink? Skopas walks out of the car. I look at him. He gets out and he comes straight to us. Remember, my friend has never met Skopas in her life. Because he never came by. Nonsense. He comes out and he sits with us. He's like, hi, Oi. I'm like, hello. He's like, how are you? I'm like, I'm fine. How are you? And he's like, yeah, you've been ignoring my texts. Can we talk? I'm like, about what? About what? I was like, no, I want us to like fix things. I only realized what I had when it was gone. I'm like, first of all, I was worth Amaskopas to you. Now I'm worth the cheap ass Tumblr line. I'm like, oh really? He's like, yeah, I'd like us to give this another try. This time I'm serious. I really like you. Blah 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 blah. I'm like, okay, who is J1? He's like, what? I'm like, who's J1? So okay, I'm naming her J1 because she stayed at J1. But she had I said her real name. I'm like, who's J1? He's like, ooh, that girl, we only like had a talking stage for 2 months before you. We had a talking stage for 2 months before you, and nothing ever came of it. I don't understand where you get her name, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you know what, Skopas, I'm too drunk for this. I'm too drunk for this, and I don't really want to try things with, like, I was blunt. I was like, I don't want to try things with you again. He's like, okay, let me text you tomorrow and let's have like a proper conversation because now you're drinking, whatever. I'm like, okay, cool, sharp, text me tomorrow. He leaves. Guys, he was wearing a green t-shirt and jeans. Green t-shirt and I'm a polka dots. Ne? He leaves. When he leaves, we continue drinking, but like throughout the night, I text Tree. I'm like, hey, Chomi, you won't believe who came by. She's like, who? I'm like, who Skopas? Asking for like love back. Skopas was here declaring his love, how he wants to try again. She's like, Mos, it's Skopas' anniversary today. I'm like, what? She's like, it's Skopas' anniversary. They went to, you see that place in North Riding? I forgot the name, where you climb the mountain and you can see the whole of Joburg. I forgot what's the name of that place, but they went there. She's like, yeah, it's on her status. She screenshots and she sends me. Is he not wearing the exact same outfit? So what I concluded is he came to drop her off at J1 and he saw my status. So he was like, after dropping her off at J1, he's going to come to 86 to come grab me. So that's what he did. This man dropped off his 1-year girlfriend at home and came to come declare his undying love for me. I was so disrespected. I took that screenshot and I sent it to him. I didn't say anything, no caption, nothing. That screenshot that Tree sent me, I sent to him. Quiet. Guys, you will not believe me when I tell you, till this day, that was our last chat. I sent him that screenshot, blue ticked me, never said anything. I never said anything again. I say again, and I will always say, be scared, run. You know when I say run, you know, whenever I say this, it seems like I'm jealous of people who want to be with men. Hey, But yeah, until this day, that has been this nigga. I'm trying to think, because this story I had said on my IG live, so I'm trying to think what triggered me. I think I said it last week, and I was like, okay, I have to put it on YouTube. I'm trying to think what triggered it. I forgot what triggered it. I really forgot what triggered it. But anyway, I'll think of it and I'll tell you guys on Instagram. So guys, that is the story. I hope you guys enjoyed it. My next story time will definitely be lit. It's the story that I've been keeping because I'm like, yay, I don't want to say the latest story of my life and then I'm telling boring stories after. So I've been keeping it. But I think it's time to like finally tell you guys how I met my boyfriend. But before the next story time, obviously there'll be like makeup tutorials and cooking videos in between. So please look out for that. For those who are wondering, my hair, it's the last, remember the last hair tutorial that I had? I just bleached it and made it blonder than it is. As you can see, it's two colors because it was darker here and then a different color here. So it just came out like this. I like it. I don't know if you guys like it. But yeah, that's the hair. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I love you guys. I'll see you guys on the next video.